Well, first of all, Tone, I don't think the crime is under control because I believe that as long as you have the kind of poverty that we have in this city, that you're going to have this crime. Now, it may go down a little bit, Tone. It may go up. It may go up. It's gonna, but the fact that we have close to 300 homicides every year for the last 5 years at least, that's unacceptable. So even if it drops, Tone, to 280 or 270, that's still not where we need to be, right? So yeah, you can play with the numbers and you say, yeah, it's getting better. And I think we should, we should recognize that to give us some hope, but don't think that we are, that we've arrived and that we're there. One of the things I learned, Charlie, this is one of the benefits of being raised in poverty and being raised in the projects, is I've seen violence up close. I don't need anybody to lecture me about it. I don't need to read a book about it. I've lived it. I understand it. And what I have found is there are three levels of violence, three seeds of violence, right? And I call them, one is crimes of conflict, right? Where you have, like what you had over in Brooklyn, right? Where you had these gangs, they use these guys get into a beef, and they solve the beef, by, with violence. That's one source of violence. The other source of violence that I've seen in my life, in my upbringing, is crimes of addiction. All right, I had buddies, man, who got hooked on heroin and other things, and they were addicted, man. They needed to get money to get the next fix. So that was driving a lot of the crime that we saw in my neighborhood in Cherry Hill. And then there's crime of necessity. There are just some people who fell out of the education system, who don't have skills, don't have a degree, looking around at other people who are living well, and they're saying, man, I want to live like that. But I have no skill, I have no education, I have no job. So what are they going to do, Tony? What are they going to do? They're going to take a gun and they're going to rob somebody. And I can tell you, well, in my business, I moved my business from Columbia, Maryland, almost 20 years ago, to downtown Baltimore. And I can tell you, we've lived this, right? I've had employees carjacked in broad daylight. I've had our cars broken into, our building broken into, the homeless people living on our porch and in our backyard. I mean, these are the trials and tribulations of working and running a business in the city of Baltimore. Now, I ask you, Tom, what business can sustain that? What business will want to sustain that? And I think that until we change this environment, that anything goes, and people can do whatever they want to do at any time they want to do it, we're going to have businesses that are not going to come here. And I think you mentioned the Amazon thing, although they didn't say it in their write-up. I guarantee you, Tom, that the violence or the reputation of violence and dysfunction in the city played a role in us not getting that business. So what we need to do as a city, what I would do as mayor, I'm going to divide the city into villages, right, based upon similar characteristics in terms of income, in terms of housing structure, in terms of school quality, school of choice. I want to divide it up, and we're going to put together strategies that are based on the village level. See, what we have now, we have strategies that are based upon the city as a whole, right? And that's not going to work. What we got to divide the city up into villages, and then we're going to have specific strategies for those villages around crime and policing, around housing, around education, around trash and pickup. Because what I found is that different communities have a different threshold of what they will accept or what will work for them. So a strategy in South Baltimore with, let's say, crime fighting in Cherry Hill or Brooklyn will not be the same strategy that I would use in Roland Park, right? It's going to be different. And therefore we need to segmentize, if you will, if there's such a word, segmentize our strategy so that it matches the specific needs of the villages that I'm going to create in the city to help address these issues.